G'day you beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about wards and map awareness. We are actually in a bot match, and yes, I have died because this is my second go at starting this recording because I wasn't paying attention to what was happening and I died, and then I said something that was completely wrong, so I decided to re-record this this video. So we have a death in a bot match, pretty pathetic, I know. So we're talking about wards and map awareness. To the left hand side of my L2 ability, you will notice that I have one observer, which I can use by pressing up on my D-pad. These cost 100 gold, and they provide you with vision in a specific area around that observer, which you can see by that little circle on the ground that keeps popping up when I go to place it. I cannot really talk about the importance of wards enough. Wards provide you vision on the map. Together with you actually paying attention to your minimap, provides you with map awareness. Map awareness is something, when combined with teamwork, that wins games. This is a 5v5 team-based game, so you need to have good team play, the best way to have good team play is by rotating at really beneficial moments. You don't know that a moment is beneficial if you don't see the mid laner who is going to kill your carry until that mid laner is right on top of your carry. So let's say that our carry was in the bottom lane and I was jungling. I'm currently over in the left hand side of the jungle, but I don't have my jungle warded whatsoever. I don't have my left or my right side jungle warded whatsoever. I don't know that the mid laner has started rotating over to the bottom lane to kill my carry, so I really can't do anything until on the map I notice that he's right on top of him. I could then try and teleport over to help him, but it may be too late, and then my actually going over there might get me killed because I'm outnumbered. Whereas if I had this side of the jungle actually warded, I would know what was happening when it was happening, and I could get over there sooner. So there are the two ward spots in the river, this side and on the left side, that actually cover the buffs. That is a pretty high traffic area and a very good spot to actually ward up. And then you have multiple spots within the jungle itself that will give you very good coverage over your jungle. Now, as far as whose job it is, I would recommend that if you are playing as a support or as a jungler, then you should ward as much as possible, because it is everybody's job, but it is extremely important that, that the support and jungler are getting some warding done. Typically because, and now I'm not saying that, are we going to lose a bot match? Typically, as a support, well, I'm not saying that you don't need items, but you don't quite need to spend quite as much gold to be as effective as what your carry does. Your carry is very much reliant on his ability to spend gold, to gain gold, and to spend that gold on items that will make him stronger. That's the way that a carry works. Same with a mid laner. A mid laner is going to need all the gold he can get, but then again, he should still be in that mid lane, probably warding the two river buffs, which are, as I said before, up here on the left and the right. They cover the buffs, and they're very high traffic areas. So I would recommend that you use these locations to use your wards. They do seem to give you a much bigger radius, and they are placed, as I said, in really, really beneficial places. So the most important things in a Moba: teamwork and map awareness. You can't really have great map awareness without wards. Map awareness is your ability to pay attention to what is happening on the map, and be able to act accordingly. You will have better map awareness by actually having better vision. So warding is an extremely integral part of that. You need to be warding in order to be able to know what is happening before it happens. Are we actually going to do this? We're going to do this. Yeah, so make sure you use your wards. They cost 100 gold to put them down. It can be quite pricey, which is another reason why I don't really, as playing a support, want my carry to be doing it. I would much rather spend mine. And keep in mind that if you put a ward down and you see an enemy ward there, that you should take that ward out because it will give you 50 gold back. So not quite a full return on your investment, but it's a little bit of something. So I think we've kind of covered everything that should probably be covered for this topic. Ward as often as you can, ward in the very high traffic areas. One thing I should probably point out is that at the start of the match, it's way more beneficial that you ward your side of the map. So if you look at the mini-map now, towards the bottom left-hand side of the river section, that is your side of the map. If there is a situation where seeing an enemy is going to help you to stop a teammate from dying, it's going to be as they pass through this right-hand jungle or the left-hand jungle on your side of the map. So it's much more beneficial at the start of the match to be warding your side. But let's say, for example, your team is doing really, really well. You still have all your towers, but your team has actually taken the first 2 towers in each of the enemy's lanes. So they only have their last line of defense. It is probably going to be more beneficial for you. Well, not so much more beneficial. You still want to be warding your side of the map. But you might want to consider actually putting some deep wards into the enemy jungle. This way you... Oh, we dead. No, that was his health bar. My bad. This way you can potentially see an enemy that's on their own, group up and get a pick. And then you're in a 5v4 situation, which is going to be a lot easier for you to actually win, giving your team a massive advantage. So just keep in mind, it does cost you 100 gold to do this, but it is going to help your team out a lot. You could end up actually getting a lot more gold as a reward for doing this, because you will be able to, as I said, actually rotate over and get those kills, get those assists. You'll also be stopping people from dying, from them not being aware of what is happening, and it will work out really, really well for you. Probably should spend even more gold. Really not paying attention, but who cares? It's a bot match, and we'll grab that. So try to keep all that stuff in mind. Don't get super salty when people aren't warding. They should be warding. Yes, 100% they should be warding. But one thing that I've noticed a lot lately is, say, a mid laner or a top laner will die a couple of times because people are pushing them through the jungle and they're not noticing, they're not paying attention, they're dying from that, and they'll start spamming things like need an observer. Yes, you do need an observer, and perhaps you should actually have paid attention and actually spent the gold yourself and put an observer down. It's not necessarily up to the support or the tank to do this for you. If you need an observer, put the observer down. Fair enough, if you are playing with the jungler, you are on comms with the jungler or something like that, then fair enough, ask them to put a ward down for you. But if you are playing solo, don't expect the jungler or support to do stuff for you. If you need it done, get it done. But that's going to be it for today's video. A bit long-winded and probably went over the same thing 500 times, but I can't, like I said, I can't overstate the importance of warding. It is probably the most important thing to do in a video game, warding and rotating. So there's some buttons and shit down below if you want to press them. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.